What up, people? How you doing today? I'm just getting on here to do a little guide for beginners to get started, get you started a little better so you're not struggling in the beginning of the game. Because a lot of people, what they want to do, and I don't blame them, it's a hunting game, they just want to get on and hunt right away. But in the beginning of the game, it's a lot harder because you need to get your perks and skill points unlocked. You get really bad scopes like this one right here when you first start. It looks good the first time you see it, but it's not great. So by instead of just getting on and hunting, by getting on and doing going to your mission log and doing your story mode missions and side missions can be a lot harder, but by completing your story mode missions, you get a lot more XP and a lot more money. So that'll, instead of just hunting, you get more money and more XP, which allows you to buy a better scope. First of all, this scope is the beginner scope. This is the Hyperion. It's the next scope up. Much better scope that will really help you. Now, other than suggesting doing your story mode missions for a lot more money and XP to get those perks and skill points, because you have the skill points here too that you can put in, because what I suggest is you go to Stalker and Ambusher. Well, you're going to fill them both up, but what you want to do is get up to like at least this one. Increase the duration of the traced outline on the animal when you spot it. Stays on them longer, especially for nighttime. It really helps. And the next one, spot up to 3 animals simultaneously. But the most important is to go to your perks. Go to your rifle, because you probably want to start out with a rifle to get your game going. Okay? Go to perks. You want to get, oh, where am I at? Rifle perks. You want to get up to like 7 perks or perk points, so you can get up to this one right here. Once you spend your first perk point, it'll say activate it. You have to activate it, light it up. But see what it says? Zeroing range. Unlock zeroing range. First one and second one. So when you first start the game, if you look in my bottom right corner at that 328 yards, that's not there. And that R1 above that, that's not there. You have to earn that perk. So I can change between my zeroing, 82, 328, 164. So when you're starting the game out with that first scope, and you don't have that zeroing range, and you don't have a good gun, like I have the 308 AR right now, but you're starting out with a low-level gun like a 223 or a 243, and you're trying to shoot an animal at 400 yards. Well, a 223 doesn't have the caliber doesn't push it that far at a flattest trajectory. It's going to drop earlier, and with a bad scope and no zeroing range, you don't even know where you're shooting. You're just poking and hoping. So it's really important to get that perk for that, so you know your ranges. So if the animal's at 328 yards, wherever you aim, that scope's going to hit right at 328. If you're between, let's say he's at 250 yards, and you set for 328, you're going to have to aim a little high by his backbone so it drops right in by his lungs and heart. If he's at, 250 and you want to use the 164, you just have to aim a little high. Or move up to 164 yards, shoot right where you want. That's where it's going to hit. I know everybody understands this, but a lot of people start the game and they just keep going without that perk. That zeroing perk's really going to help you. Doing your story mode mission's going to help you. Having someone help you unlock all your maps, if you have a friend, set tents down, that's really going to help you, man. Another thing, I know it takes a while. Tents are like 16,000 a piece, but gradually get tents, set them down. Find your need zones at all your lakes. Like I'm spamming red deer right now. I know they come in at 6 to 10 or 6:30 to 10, 6:30 to 10:30 out around all my lakes. It's basically the same time. So I start out about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I warp to my tents. Kill a couple red deer here, go to the next tent. Lake, same thing. Same thing. Few animals here, but don't come over here and kill more than like 3 or 4 red deer at a time. You get your hunting pressure up, and it can delete your need zones. They'll disappear. They'll just be gone. And they'll move somewhere else because you shot too many animals there. So to get rid of your hunting pressure from shooting animals, go somewhere else and hunt. Shoot a few animals here, it's going to be removed here. Like for instance, earlier this lake was lit up purple. I came over and hunted these, and now I can come back now. But don't shoot too many in one spot, or you're going to delete your need zones. Okay? So that's mostly my suggestions, is just get your perk points, man. Get that zeroing distance on the rifles. It'll help you so much. And get a better scope. And that's what's really the first two things I would suggest, is a better scope and those perks. And then you could probably start really moving forward from there. And if anybody, I'll just show you the last one here is here. Get rid of this. This is the Argus. This is the scope I use. I think it's the best in the game. So with your zeroing and this scope, and that's like 500 yards. And look, it's that scope, that Argus scope's look better. It's better than the binoculars. Watch. How much better that is. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, that'll really help you out getting those perks and a better scope. That's really what's going to help you out. Oh, and there's a perk also. You'd have to go read them. But there's a perk that allows you to spot the animals with your weapons instead of your binoculars, like I have. Let's just see really quick if we can find one. Because until you get that perk, you can't spot them with your scope. See, so there's the scope. See, same thing. It doesn't give me the range, but once you play for a while, you'll get your ranges down without even knowing, without even having to do this, you know. So there you have it. That's my suggestion for beginners to get going, man. Just unlock your map, do your story mode, so you get more money that way than shooting animals. And in between doing your missions, you're going to be shooting animals anyway, getting money and XP, because you need that. Right, you have to shoot animals to get your rifle XP to get the scope, so you have to do that too. So I'm not saying don't shoot animals, just do it in between, because a lot of your story mode missions, some of them are hunting. So like I said, and get your waypoints unlocked, and you'll be doing a lot better. Thanks for watching, man.